What's up, Breeze Nation? It's your boy P Kid. We running it back with this Bulls talk now. Hey, listen, there's some good trade rumors out there. Some good teams there's some bad teams trying to get rid of some good people. And guess what? We kind of in the mix where we need a little bit of something. We need to leave here with something, Acme. So guess what? We finna break down who we need, what we need, why we need them right now. Now, listen, if you ain't been living under the rock, it's your boy P Kid, Patty Casanova with the Windy City Breeze. You already know what it is. You already know where my socials are. It's going to be in the description. Don't even worry about all that. Let's get to the top. Kyle Kuzma is on the trading block. Washington is trying to get that man out of town. Guess what? Acme, pick up the phone. Holla at your boy. Hey, listen, go get that man. I know there's a lot of people right here that want to sit there and say, but why would we go get Kyle Kuzma? He's just going to be in the same situation as P. Will. No, the heck he won't. Let me tell you something right now. Kyle Kuzma done lived through exactly what P. Will's going through, and he was a lot more aggressive. In fact, when Kyle Kuzma had to sit there and fight for his minutes because he had one of the greatest small forward, power forwards that ever played the game in front of him, and LeBron James, he was still giving me 12 points and trying to figure out his role as a young player. Guess what? He goes to Washington, and every year he's been at Washington, he's increased his point total. Right now, we are dealing with a team that's very inconsistent on a couple of things. We don't get the boards well. He's a good rebounder. We don't score consistently enough. Now, some people might say, well, we just put up 121 against them. We put up 131 against that. We've had lulls in quarters that goes over 3 to 4 minutes. Stop playing with me. Go get that man. Go get that man. If you all want to sit there and wait for people to take this massive progression that he ain't never showed you yet, because one, he ain't had the opportunity to. I do give him that. This is not a hate on P. Will campaign. He has not had the appropriate opportunity to show us what he can do. However, he also has had plenty of opportunity to give us more, and it's been very inconsistent. Now, this is kind of hard to say coming off of him giving us 22 points against the Nets or whatever the case was, but I'm talking about a man who averages that day in and day out. So at this point, if it's P. Will, a couple other pieces, guess what? Acme, go get that man. Go get that man. I ain't trying to hear nothing. It may not even happen, but you know what I want to hear? I want to hear that the GM and the regime that we got in place right now that everyone so loves in the Bulls Nation, Breeze Nation, I want to hear that you hit that line and you tried to make something shake. That's all I want to hear. Because at the end of the day, when we got to call these games, we 10th in the East, we got to deal with all this stuff. We're dealing with the same inconsistencies from a roster that you put together, from drafting pieces that, in my opinion, you should have drafted. I need to hear that you picked up the line. I need to hear something. Because this right here, we ain't going to keep doing that. We ain't going to keep doing that. Can't do it. Some other pieces out there. Cam Reddish, the Knicks are having a fire sale. First off, they need to fire Tom Thibodeau because he ain't never been a good coach to me. Y'all may disagree with that. Hey, Derrick Rose may even disagree with that. Had that man at his word. I'll tell you what thing. He's looked out for his players. He's looked out for all his vets, but he absolutely hasn't kept up with the time. Cam Reddish has been sitting on that man's bench just waiting. Obi Toppin just waiting. Sporadic minutes get you sporadic production. Hey, Obi Toppin been giving you P. Will numbers, and he's been sitting there playing half the time first season. Just waiting. If you're gonna make a move, they got a lot of young players over there that ain't being used appropriately. Because guess what? I don't know what his deal is. I don't care what the history is. I don't care what you all saying. I done seen the Knicks, and we all sit there and say the same thing. It's the Knicks. It's the Knicks. We know they gonna mess it up. It's the Knicks. Guess what? If I'm New York, I don't know what the ownership look like over there. I do, but I don't care. There's no way one of the most famous places in the world doesn't have a star playing for them. How does the New York Knicks not have a superstar on their team? How are the New York Knicks always in the running to be the laughing stock of the league or of some very mediocre team? Y'all gotta do better. Guess what? Their misfortune can be their trash can be our treasure. However you want to look at it. They got a lot of young players over there who've shown a lot more aggressiveness, who showed a lot more fortitude in some of these things. They do compete. Emmanuel Quickly, I believe, is Cam Reddish. I believe one more other players over there. Hold on. I would even flirt with the idea of getting Julius Randle here. I know some people gonna be like, why would you do that? Because a man gets you a double-double, goes to the rim. I don't care if he only go one way every time. You got to stop it. He's averaging you 20 points. We need some aggressive players. We need some players that's gonna go get it, because that's what's missing here. Guess what? Make something shake. Make something shake. Everybody's been talking about trade Vooch. He a little this, he a little that. Guess what? Vooch is a high commodity, in my opinion. He's a guaranteed double-double most nights. If you think he's too old, you think we should have moved off from him, okay, guess what? He has an expiring contract. Let's make something shake with the Knicks. Make something shake with the Knicks. Or use him at where I don't see Washington doing that. They got KP over there and stuff like that. I don't see that really working. But either way, make something shake over there. Get San Antonio back on the phone. Hey, listen, y'all ain't going nowhere. Holla at me. We may have fleeced you in the DeMar deal. Come on with it. What you want? Because we need to do something. We got way too much talent, stuff like that. We need to make something shake. I'm kind of ranting right now a little bit, so let me take this back a little bit. Just wanted to get that off my chest because I was sitting there fuming from that Justin Fields video a little earlier. So anyway, but back to my initial point, we need to do something. We need to do something. We are not in a position to sit there and say, well, it's going to come together, stuff like that. By this time, again, you start to take shape and see where you are. We ain't really. We ain't got it. We ain't really got it. I don't think we do. And I love this team. We don't really got it. We got too many people still trying to figure out what to do and stuff like that. And nah. Come on. I'm not going to let one good game against a team who was just, they were due for a loss. They had won 12, 13 in a row, whatever it was. They were due for a loss. I'm not going to let that deter me from the consistent issues that we had all season, because we had a 50, 40, 90 game against one of the best, hottest teams in the league, and we ain't never shot that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do it in the chat. I don't care what you do, but we ain't never had a 50, 40, 90 game as a team. And if we had, it ain't a lot of them. So do I expect us to put up 50, 40, and 90 most times to get a win? Absolutely not. We had 6 people in double digits. Y'all watch this team like I watch this team. Are we going to consistently get 6 people in double digits? No. We don't have the roster for that. We got about 3 people who are going to give me double digits consistently. And one of them is struggling. Zach, coming back from injury, whatever. One of them is struggling. But we got 3 people that's going to give us double digits consistently. So again, something got to shake. It's okay for us to sit there and objectively look at this team and say, hey, listen, ain't working out, dog. Like, no matter what, do you honestly in your heart feel like this is a championship team? Do you feel confident that we are going to be in the playoffs? No. Something got to shake. Because other than that, we're a middle of the road team. We're gonna keep having these middle of the road games, mediocre games where we sit there. We have a phenomenal first quarter. We have a drive in the second quarter. Then they come back in the third quarter. No, we need some consistency. And Billy gonna be here. So guess what? I need some of the players, like Pat say, it's okay to call out your favorite players, but guess what? 2 or 3 of them, I can see them out there. I can see Vooch getting traded. And it has nothing to do with me. Like, I love Vooch. Vooch is one of our most consistent players. But I see Andre Drummond being able to do exactly what Vooch does from a rebounding perspective. Hold on, I want to clarify that. From a rebounding perspective. And he's sitting there saying that he can still be a starter in this league, which I do believe. He is a better defender in most situations. I'm not saying Vooch is bad, because Vooch has a offensive game that's way better than Drummond's. You go ahead argue with your mama about that one. I think that's true. The proof is in the pudding. I need a big 3 for some odd reason. I got my center at the 3-point line knocking them down, and not my $215 million man on a consistent basis in big games. Anyway, that's a different argument. That's a different day. Argue with your mama about that one. But at this point, something got to shake. So if you're gonna make a move, he has an expiring contract. We didn't get the extension done, but then this next month, okay, Vooch, I personally appreciate you. I want you to go to better pastures because this ain't it. And you getting older in this league. You deserve to be on the team that probably, either they're gonna rebuild around you, allow you to cook the way you can cook, or you need to be on a championship team that probably one piece away. So if they end up trading, and watch this, I saw this on a different thing. If they end up trading them, ironically, to the Nets, because the Nets got some shooters on their bench, I would take that trade. Start Andre Drummond, get some shooters, get you a Joe Harris, I even take Patty Mills right now because Patty Mills can shoot. Come on with it. Somebody got to do something. Ironically, the veteran that we did get, Goran Dragic, is out there cooking most nights when he has the opportunity to make a play and stuff like that because he knows situational awareness. He can hit a big shot. He ain't scared of the moment. So go ahead and get Patty. For sure, Joe Harris, if he can stay healthy. So, I mean, it's not just a one-on-one, but they need a big man. We need some shooters. Fair trade ain't no robbery at that point because y'all don't like Vooch anyway in Breeze Nation. You might as well get him. Come on. If you think I'm wrong, argue with me in the chat. Realize I said argument because it's that type of day. Argue with me in the chat. I'm ready to go at it. Argue with me on Twitter, 1P at 1P Kid. Go ahead, let's do it. Let's talk about it. I'm here to do it. Because something got to shake. We 10th. And I don't think we're going to get much better because everybody else looking good. Even some of the teams I just mentioned, they got a better record than us. We were just laughing at the Nets. Come on with it. See you in the comments.